and welcome back to J. Critter for Astrology. Thank you for tuning in. I wanted to touch base with everyone. The energies of the last quarter moon today are really intense. So how are you doing? Comment below. Let me know. Do you need anything? Waning Gibbous Moon entered the sign of Aquarius on Wednesday, joining Pluto retrograde at 0 degrees of Aquarius. The moon and Pluto together answering to Uranus and Taurus. We also had Uranus and the Sun meet on the 9th, bringing us some sudden and unexpected news. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the news, but it has been so juicy this week. There has been so much going on. A lot of shock, a lot of revelation. When the moon is in Aquarius, we're more apt to focus on our long-term visions. It takes the energy of Capricorn and it moves a little bit further. Aquarius is innovative, it's technologically advanced, it's scientific, it's intelligent, it's quirky, it's eccentric, and it's meant to defy the status quo. It offers a unique perspective from the outside looking in so that it can see the flaws and help spark revolution or change, freeing us, liberating us from the shackles of stagnation and complacency. Today, the last quarter moon in Aquarius, which was earlier this morning, before shifting into Pisces this evening, it's you to lean into your focus for the future. Lean into your intuition. This is a final opportunity, the waning gibbous, going into that last quarter moon, and then tomorrow will be the waning crescent. This is a last opportunity. The sun and the moon are forming a square to one another in the last quarter moon. That is putting pressure between our soul's core mission in Taurus and our emotional and intuitive nature in Aquarius. Something is going to have to give to make room for releasing, to invite new in next week under the new moon on Friday, May 19th.
Yesterday, Thursday, May 11th, we had the moon in Aquarius form a square to Mercury retrograde, both at 6 degrees. This was reactivating some of those intense energies you were feeling around the new moon solar eclipse back on April 20th. I'll link the video here. Remember, when there's an eclipse, it sets the tone for the next 6 months. So if you haven't seen this video yet, it's not too late to prepare. We woke up this morning to some very heavy energy with the last quarter moon at 21 degrees of Aquarius at 10:28 a.m. You may already feel that energy shift as we move closer and closer and as the moon moves into Pisces for the rest of the weekend. This morning, that last quarter moon forming that pressure point between the sun, our soul's core expression, which is in Taurus, focused on our resources, our banking, our money, our value, our self-worth, our approach to abundance, forming a 90-degree angle, putting a lot of pressure on our emotional and intuitive nature, represented by the moon in Aquarius, which is focused on our future and our long-term plans and longs for authenticity. It met with Pluto not too long ago at 0 degrees while retrograding, and Pluto too longs for authenticity and alignment with soul purpose. It brings deep personal transformation. This 0 degree point of Aquarius, Pluto hasn't been there since 1777, setting the stage and the tone for both the American Revolution and the French Revolution. Uranus, the planetary ruler of Aquarius, was actually also discovered during this transit. Pluto was in Aquarius from 1777 to 1797, and Uranus was discovered in 1781. When our moon in Aquarius was square to Mercury, not only did that reactivate the energies of the eclipse, it brought up some challenges in our communication. You may have noticed that's been a theme this entire Mercury retrograde, which started at peak. The peak window is 4:21 to 5:14, but there's a 2-week pre and post shadow. Depending on how sensitive you are to Mercury's changes or how much Aquarian energy you have in your chart, where we seem to experience things a little bit before the rest of the collective, I think it's a way of preparing us so we tend to be into astrology as well, so we tend to be just one step ahead of the game here. I think that's intentional so that we can help the rest of the collective follow along. We're seeing a lot of tests, especially to our interpersonal relationships and the way we communicate. We have 2 ears, 1 mouth, but how much are we really listening? What you're releasing over the next 2 weeks under this last quarter moon, and it's in waning gibbous until we get to the last quarter moon. After the last quarter moon, the moon phase shifts into the waning crescent. and that's the last week leading up to the new moon. Under new moons, we set new intentions. We plant the seeds for what we wish to manifest in the next 6 months. You need to make room in order to invite in what can we clear up in our mental closets? What can we clear up in our personal lives? What friendships and relationships are ultimately leaving us feeling unsatisfied and disempowered that we can let go of in order to align with those that are empowering? What you're releasing over the next week may lead to a sudden development or change, a sudden instant evolution. Remember that it's ultimately serving you and your higher purpose. The last quarter moon at 21 degrees today is a degree point associated with healing and growth. Seems to be an ongoing theme for these transits. As we move on later in the day on Friday, May 12th, after this last quarter moon, Mercury retrograde forms a sextile, a 60-degree angle, meaning that they're working together with both Saturn, our karmic lessons in Pisces, answering to Neptune, our intuition and creativity, and Venus in Cancer, what we love and value, our relationships, the work we do. Meaning that they're all working together. This will allow for better compromise. You'll be able to, for the first time since the start of Mercury retrograde, to find the right words to say, to perhaps finally take accountability for some past transgressions, forgive yourself, and perhaps provide some closure for another by delivering an overdue apology and admitting those true feelings. We're starting off the day on Saturday, May 13th, that karmic number 13 in numerology associated with the energy of Mars that has a tendency to start things but maybe not finish or see them through, with the moon in Pisces, with Saturn in Pisces, both answering to Neptune, which is strong and in its sign of rulership in Pisces, meaning that our emotional and intuitive nature and our karmic lessons and the energy we need to lean into to alleviate that karma in Pisces is answering to our creative, emotional, intuitive, empathetic, compassionate, dreamy nature. We'll be deep in our feels and we'll be really feeling this need to release. This harmonic flow between all of those elements is going to make it feel, so we also have the South Node in Scorpio in that trine as well. It's going to make it feel a bit out of your control, a bit karmic, a bit fated. And you have more control than you think. Remember, the only control you have is in your response. The difference between a response and a reaction. Your intention. As we continue on into Sunday, happy Mother's Day. The moon shifts from Pisces earlier in the day into Aries, setting the tone for the week. We also have Saturn in Pisces, Mercury retrograde, and the North Node in Taurus forming a trine, a harmonic 120-degree triangle angle to one another, bringing in some fateful conversations and perhaps that closure that we've sensed has been coming for some time now. Mercury goes direct, but slowly. We're still in the post-shadow period for the next 2 weeks until June 6th, and then we'll have some real forward progress through Taurus until the 11th when Mercury enters Gemini, where it's going to be very beneficial and in one of its signs of rulership during Gemini season, with the Sun answering to Mercury. Remember that I love you. I'm here for you. If you're desperate and you need a chart reading, my email is in the description box below. I have a pretty full schedule for May, but I do have some room opening up in June and July. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. I love hearing about what's going on in your world and how it relates to your transits. It helps me learn, and I love engaging back and forth with you. If you found or took anything of value from this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure that notification bell is on, and share this video with anyone who's having a hard time right now, who you think might benefit from any of these videos as well. Stay tuned and see you soon.